package on holidays. Lalate, your midday lighthearted show on this channel to get you through the holiday season easy breezy with a little bit of update on your second stimulus. This show will come to an end shortly, but will be replaced with a new show in this time slot. So thank you for making Holidays LLA part of your midday programming with LLA. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do. I have major developments from the Senate floor. The Senate floor had major dramatics minutes ago, and I have all the details for you on your second stimulus check, your third stimulus package, your third stimulus check, your Cash Act battle, and a retro stimulus check as well. Boy, what a day it is. And tonight, more excitement as well. This channel tonight delivers a New Year's Eve live telecast. A live telecast to count down into 2021. Year's Eve, NY Late and Miami Late presents the LA New Year's Eve celebration. Live across the world, especially if you're in New York and Miami, tune in on Instagram because I'll need your help, especially if you're in Miami or New York City. Tune in simulcast on Instagram. I'll need your help tonight as well. Boy, but if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do go to the front of this channel, subscribe. What a day it's going to be. I'm going to go taped and live throughout the day, and I don't want you to miss a video. There's nothing like this, and really exciting news. Also, like this video. This is a 30-minute video. I'll have an update at the 15-minute mark. And to start right off the bat, there was a kerfuffle again in the Senate. There's nothing worse than keeping grouchy old men in town to do stuff they don't want to do on New Year's Eve. And that's what happened today between Chuck and Mitch. Two grouchy old men who don't want to be sitting in the Senate floor looking at each other on New Year's Eve. They'd rather be hugging some Broadway bills or lobster bills, are instead looking at each other. And it became big dramatics on your $2,000 stimulus check. At issue is how to get the $2,000 stimulus check to you. And one of the most obvious factors, which I think sometimes I forget to mention to you because it's so obvious, but I gotta mention obvious, is that there's only one way to get you a $2,000 stimulus check right now. The Cash Act. Mitch McConnell's bill is not a way to get you a stimulus check because it hasn't passed the House of Representatives. A bill can only land on the president's table to be signed into law if it passes the House and the Senate. This channel turned 8 months old just a few days ago, and in the 8 months that this channel has been around, Mitch McConnell has never had a bill even get to the House. His bills don't even get out of the Senate, let alone get over to the House. So McConnell's written 4 or 6 bills since I've been around. Not one has ever gotten out of the House and head to the Senate. He doesn't have the support of his own. He doesn't have the support of the Senate to get the bill to the House. So Chuck Schumer's shouting today, saying, "Wait a second, what's going on, Mitch? The president wants us to have a $2,000 stimulus check bill, the $2,000 stimulus check. There's only one way to get us a $2,000 stimulus check: the Cash Act." The Cash Act is the only way to get you a $2,000 stimulus check. Your stuff is no way. But then came the incredible dramatics. When I read it, I was falling off my chair. And, even when I'm saying it now, I can't say it with a straight face. Let me recreate what happened on the Senate floor today, just with better hair. So Chuck Schumer said, the glasses down, he said, "Mitch, this is ridiculous. There's no other way to get the $2,000 stimulus check to a law. It's the Cash Act. Your stuff can't, the House is gone. They're gone. They're on recess. They're gone. They can't vote on anything. There's no other way to do this. The House is gone. They're gone till mid-January, so just do the Cash Act." And they said, just do the Cash Act. I'll let you have any vote on your right-wing conspiracy theory junk later that day. You can have a vote on your right-wing conspiracy junk later. Just do some $2,000 stimulus check stuff now, Mitch. Oh my God, that was Chuck Schumer saying he'll let Mitch have any time he wants to vote on right-wing conspiracy theory bills. That was Chuck. And then Mitch fired back. And Mitch said, "I'm not doing that. I'm not excited, and I'm not going to do a vote for socialism for rich people." You and your $2,000 stimulus bill is just socialism for rich people. I'm not putting a vote for socialism for rich people. I just can't. I can't take these two people. Oh my goodness. The reason why Mitch McConnell's saying that is that some Republicans correctly, actually, he's actually correct, Mitch, is that some Republicans look at the Cash Act bill as saying that people who made $300,000 last year are getting a stimulus check. He's like, why are rich people getting stimulus checks? This is insane. Narrowly targeted, narrowly, well, he's just like, socialism for rich people. I just, there's a picture of a frame in a corner in Mitch's office. It has a picture of Elizabeth Warren, net worth, $45 million. Socialism for rich people. And, it always evokes Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has, I don't know, 20, 30, $40 million. It's, 5 books and 4 houses. Socialism for rich people. Mitch comment. So on one side, you have socialism for rich. Thank you, Leslie, for the super chat. On one side, you have socialism for rich people. And the other side, you have right-wing conspiracy bogus bills. They're really at each other. Ironically, one way to tell whether you may be getting a $2,000 stimulus check is sort of a throwback to a show I had on this channel late in the fall called Street and Stimulus, is by looking at the Northrop Grumman stock. A lot of the defense stocks like Northrop Grumman are falling based upon confusion about what's going on with that defense bill that needs to get a veto override by tomorrow. And they're looking at it just shaking in their feet. The B-2 bomber is a Northrop, and the B-2 bomber is in that defense bill. And I've always told you, Wall Street knows things before we do, even before Mitch knows things. Mitch knows things last before anyone else. And they're looking at that defense bill on Friday. What does that defense bill have to do with your stimulus check? Everything. So your stimulus check, and I'm referring to the $2,000 stimulus check. I'm referring to the one that's a bill. It's not a law. I'm not referring to the one that's in the mail. I'll get to that in a second. The $2,000 stimulus check bill is being used in a way in which they're trying to block something else earlier, more important, and imminent. In the next 24 hours, they're trying to block that for purposes of getting a stimulus check done. In fact, if you tuned into CNBC today, they said everyone's watching this defense bill vote. It's a very big, scary thing for defense stocks. So what's going on? They're basically saying we're going to block the defense bill from going from a bill to a law unless you call a vote for the $2,000 stimulus check bill, the Cash Act. And as Chuck said, you can call a vote for any of your right-wing conspiracy crap later that day if you want. So there you go. Why is he calling it right-wing conspiracy theories? Because Mitch's lobster bill has in there to investigate political corruption of election fraud and to go after technology companies, which has nothing to do with stimulus. It's just like, okay. And why is Mitch calling it socialism for rich people? Because there's enough Republicans believing that the way it's poorly drafted makes it sound like rich people get stimulus checks. And needless to say, this could be done very quickly, just fixing the language and calling for a vote. Very, very fascinating. I've been telling you for a few days that I thought the vote was going to happen Saturday, if not on Monday. But you could see as early as tomorrow. Thank you, Sandy, for the super chat. CNBC is now reporting the vote will be tomorrow. It could be set for tomorrow for the defense bill and hence the stimulus check. So the next 24 hours, the audio's going bad? Someone said the audio's going bad? Is my audio okay? Kiana, who I love, just said the audio's going bad. Is the audio okay? The Packers won the last game. I don't know what that has to do with it. Maybe that means that Mitch is gonna lose. How's the audio's good? Okay, audio's good. Audio's fine. Well, I appreciate that. So you will see big dramatics on New Year's Day and the day after New Year's, Saturday. Boy, what a day it is. Now coming up the 10-minute mark, let me tell you what's going on for your second stimulus check. That's the $600. The $600 electronic delivery has already been sent to people on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits who are not adult dependents, who receive their benefits by electronic receipt every month, or people who pay their taxes electronically. If you're not one of those people, then you're receiving it by paper check. The electronic receipt was dispatched not yesterday, but the day before, and that some people received it that day, some people received it yesterday, and some people within the last few minutes have now reported they're seeing it pending electronically. You could see it pending electronically, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's a holiday, and possibly Saturday, but probably not because they can't route money from a holiday. So the next day, if you don't show it pending today, would potentially be on Monday. Paper checks are on their way, and paper checks could arrive as early as today or Saturday for some viewers. What you need to know is that you cannot fix anything. There is no such way to fix information. So if you don't see it pending, thank you, Sylvia, for the nice chat, for the super chat. If you do not see it pending, potentially by Monday, and this is the first time I'm saying this, if you do not see the stimulus check pending by Monday in your account electronically, then you may be receiving it by paper check. I'm going to also say that I've said, as I said before, that what IRS is doing is that they're attempting electronic. If there's some reason the electronic is failing because you've changed the bank account or provided incorrect bank account information, then they're sending you a paper check. Now, they have to first attempt the electronic and for it to fail, and then to do the paper check. So what I want to make very clear to you is people who have had an attempt to send electronically that failed would not receive the paper check as early as normal paper check people, because they first have to get a report back that it failed. And that report back that it failed is not in 24 hours. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than that. So there you are. You're up to date on the stimulus check, second stimulus check. The $2,000 stimulus check battle is not over, as someone just posted in this chat. It's absolutely untrue. It's far from over. Thank you for tuning in from the Philippines, Kenneth. And at the 15-minute mark, I'll have another update for you as well. The big news is that tomorrow is January 1st, and January 1st, thank you, Priscilla, for the super chat. January 1st starts a lot of major things in the second stimulus package. Things like PPP, SNAP increases of 15%, could kick in as early as tomorrow. But by all accounts, some of them may not start until Monday or Tuesday. You're going to see a massive rush in to get the money applications on file next week. A lot of things are going to start in the next week. What you're going to see, and this is the first time I'm saying this on this channel, the first thing you're going to see in the next week, coming on Monday, is PPP. EIDL grants for inner city opening. Thank you to Tranel for the super chat. PPP, EIDL grants for inner city. SNAP increases. Some people just said, my SNAP increase has already hit my account. Wonderful. But SNAP increases for everyone else. Then PUA, FPUC, and UI going from inactive to active at its earliest cases. It may be a little bit longer. Then you're going to see a lot of other things rolling out. The extension of the eviction moratorium is in place, and more. And as we focus on where we're going from now to then, it's important to understand that even if you get your stimulus check of $600, thank you, Jody. Even if you get your stimulus check of $600, do not sit back, because there's a lot of other stuff coming. And the stuff that's going to be rolling out next week is second stimulus. It's the stimulus that the president signed in Mar-a-Lago. It's second stimulus. But in just a few weeks after that is third stimulus. So you're going to see a lot of things very, very, very quickly. If you are an independent contractor, Grubhub, Airbnb, Uber or Lyft, get ready for all your stuff to apply for. If you're a W-2, get ready for your FPUC to start kicking in, and certifying for benefits for new weeks. If you are a person who is on SSI and SSDI, get ready for rent, utilities, food. Low income as well, rent, food, and also for other things like free internet. All those things are going to kick in really quickly. And this is what's very, very exciting. We're referring to, again, second stimulus. We're referring to second stimulus kicking in the next few days, early start of next week. Then when we're heading to around January 14th, we're going to start hearing the drafting of the third stimulus package. But between then and now, we're going to see the battle over the $2,000 stimulus check. Oh, thank you for Brenda and the other person for the super chat. Very, very kind. It was Brenda and Jonah, beautiful name, which is really, really exciting. And there you go. Am I losing my voice? No, I'm choking on something. So no, I'm not losing my voice yet. And so wow, what a day it is. Now that we're at the 15-minute mark, let me give you an update. And wow, there's 1,500 people in the room. And after the update, I want to hear where people are tuning in from. So get ready to tell me. With the 15-minute mark, boy, what a day it is. Welcome to Holidays LA, your midday lighthearted show. And it's an exciting day. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. Go to the front channel, subscribe, hit the alert button because I'm going live. I'm going to Tate. And tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, not 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will host a live New Year's Eve party. The New Year's Eve countdown is Year's Eve. NY Late and Miami Late, presented by Lalate. If you're especially in Miami or New York City, simulcast me on Instagram and I'll help with the festivities especially. So simulcast me on Instagram by going to lalate_ and following the live feed there as well. The breaking developments this afternoon from Washington is that by all accounts, the major push to get a vote on the $2,000 stimulus check is believed to happen tomorrow. And that $2,000 stimulus check vote is really a big battle. The battle is in full storm today. As Chuck Schumer said, you know what? Just call the vote. Mitch McConnell said, I'm not calling the vote. And millions of people wondered, wait a second. You were told by the president to get this passed, and you're not getting it passed. So the net result, as you sit here today, is Mitch McConnell is not doing what the president said. The president had specifically said, send the $2,000 stimulus check out ASAP. Let's take it very basic like that. The president's tweet late yesterday, and the president sent a message today. ASAP $2,000 stimulus check. That means get it law ASAP, and then Steve Mnuchin can send it out very quickly. The obvious response to that is the following. The House of Representatives is closed. They're gone. They're not coming back until early January. So the only way to do ASAP, thank you, Ricardo, for the super chat. The only way to do $2,000 stimulus check ASAP, as the president has asked, is do the Cash Act, which was passed. Thank you, Camilla. Very, very kind. Is the only way to do it is pass the Cash Act, which was passed in the House and is in the Senate. Mitch's bill, the lobster bill, is currently in the Senate. But of the 7 bills which I've covered from Mitch since April, not one of them has ever even passed the Senate, let alone got to the House. And even if his bill did pass the Senate, the House is closed. So there is no ASAP move with Mitch's bill. It has to be the Cash Act. Now, you and I know, this is sort of obvious, we can amend the Cash Act. We can make changes to the Cash Act. They need to understand, make the changes to the Cash Act. And that's where the battle needs to be done, not this silliness. Ironically, the silliness today was exactly where you would thought it would be. Chuck Schumer said, just call a bill for a vote, Mitch. I'll give you all your right-wing conspiracy stupid bills for a vote later that day. And what he's referring to is the other stuff in Mitch's bill, which is like Section 231 and everything else. He's saying, hey, I'll let you do all that other stuff later today, but just do the Cash Act. Mitch's response in turn was, I'm not doing this Cash Act. It's stimulus checks it's socialism for rich people. And ironically, Mitch has a point, because the phrasing of the Cash Act has caused confusion, making people believe that people that got over $300,000 of 2019 earnings get a stimulus check, which Susan Collins, a Republican, a moderate, who sometimes did not want to support a stimulus check, says, hey, why am I getting a stimulus check to someone who made $300,000? This is just a little crazy. Now, whether or not they're whether or not they are reading the bill correctly is basically saying there's enough people who are, thank you, William, for the super chat. There's enough people confused by the phrasing of this Cash Act bill to say maybe we need to fix the language of the Cash Act bill and change the eligibility of the $2,000. You see, the battle as we sit here today is that the eligibility of the Cash Act is really the issue, not the money. The $2,000, people agree upon the $2,000. No one has a problem anymore about the $2,000. They had a problem with the $2,000 about Monday. That was Monday. These people are, very schizoid. On Monday they couldn't even give you a check. Now they're happy giving you a $2,000 check. But the problem they have about the $2,000 is the eligibility. They don't want rich people to get it, one. And two, between you and I, because Mitch has not said this, Chuck has not said this, and the president's not said it. Between you and I believe the other reason is the adult dependence. No one in this whole group has said anything about the adult dependence. Thank you, WHM. Oh, hey, brother Joshua. Thank you so much. What people don't realize is that the adult dependence is the really only major difference between Mitch's bill and the Cash Act bill, with the exception of Mitch adding that silliness stuff that doesn't belong there. But no one is talking about adult dependence. Mitch is not talking about it. Chuck is not talking about it. The president's not talking about it. Bernie's not talking about it. It's sort of like the elephant in the room. That's why the Cash Act is not getting passed. What's considered an adult dependent? I always forget. I think it's 17 or older. I believe it's 17 or older. Someone who appears on someone else's tax return. Dependent means you appear on someone else's tax return. I thought it was $75,000 or less get a stimulus check. That was supposed to be, that's a great question someone just said. That was supposed to be the way it's supposed to be read. $75,000 individual, $150,000 married couple, or less, you get a stimulus check. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be read. But Republicans, and a lot of Republicans, are having problems with the wording. They think it sounds like 300,000. I think perhaps they were interpreting the wording as sounding like 75, 75, 75, 75. Family of four, 75 times 4. So they're basically saying if there's a husband and a wife with 2 kids, then suddenly their eligibility is not 150, their eligibility is 300. Which, hey, if the wording is confusing for people, change the wording. Now, I saw people's comments yesterday. It's like, it's only a 6-page bill. It's only a 12-page bill. It's not that confusing. Why is it confusing? Hey, if it's confusing, just fix the language and just get it done. Just change a few words and get it done, and we're done. And we go home, and the angry old men can just go have their lobster dance on New Year's Eve, whatever they do on New Year's Eve. So there you go. Sort of obvious. It's just sort of obvious. And you can read 500 political articles, and you can read 2,000 CNBC articles. But the bottom line is, people want to give a $2,000 stimulus check. Chuck wants to do it. Mitch wants to do it. The thing that's holding it up is really the wording. It's the wording. It's the eligibility. And if they got the eligibility fixed, they get it done. And we don't need to do a lobster roll every 10 seconds. Sushi rolls not. Lobster roll, no. You can't have all that lobsters. It's too much. So is it going to be a vote tomorrow or not, says Leo in the Instagram view. There absolutely is going to be a vote tomorrow on the defense bill. But if that defense bill vote does not occur because of your stimulus check, expect dramatics. Hashtag stimulus check or shutdown was our big campaign about 2 weeks ago. And now it sounds like it should be hashtag stimulus check or defense shutdown. Because, either give us a $2,000 stimulus check or shut down the Department of Defense. Don't give them any money. Stimulus check or shutdown now seems to be an appropriate hashtag once again, because the Defense Department should be shut down if we don't get a stimulus check. And there you go. Now there's 2,000 people in the room. At the 30-minute mark, I'll have another update for you as well. What about the $2,400 for SSI? Yes, so that's third stimulus. That is in January. At this point, why don't you drop some wonderful questions and I can answer them on the screen, and then I'll have another update for you at the 30-minute mark. Because I know earlier today you had some great questions. I wondered about the new... I have a new small business. I'm wondering in the Biden bill, will I be qualified for the EIDL loan? No, unless it was in operation before February. Thank you, Barbara, for the nice comments. How about student loans? Biden will likely do a student loan debt forgiveness by executive order on day one, I've been reporting. When will the PUA $300 appear? I only got my regular check. So if you have the regular FPUC is going to get delayed. It's starting effective, I believe, this week. But this week, next week, and the week after, the first 2 weeks of January, I'm reporting they're going to get delayed. And that's when they are not when they are going to come with the $300. Are you? When are you going to? Who are you going to kiss on Happy New Year's? Myself. I'm very narcissistic like Mitch. I'm gonna kiss myself on New Year's. If I start a business now, do I get an EIDL? No. And there is in fact someone I watch that talks about other stuff on YouTube posted something on Instagram yesterday in a post which was very interesting. He basically said the SBA is in high alert about people who are trying to open and close new businesses to try to get AIDL. So do not play that darn game. Do not think you sort of have a business, you sort of have something sitting around, or you're buying a business, or you're just starting a business. Let me go get that $10,000 grant. The SBA is ready to pounce on you, he said in his post. If it passes, will that be $1,400 as fast or slower? As fast or slower? It would be fast. So yeah, that's a great question from Stacy in the Instagram room. So if the Cash Act passes, you would see an additional $1,400 if you already got $600 in your bank account just as fast as this current $600. Now, if you're an adult dependent and you haven't gotten the $600, you would get $2,000. So yeah, it would absolutely be very, very cash. What happened to the leftovers, the CARES Act money? That is still, that is still a state stimulus. And I forgot to say that message on Mornings LA. I want to say it now. And one of the volunteers is in the room. One of the other volunteers told me last night in private, and thank you, Letitia, thank you so much. One of the volunteers last night told me, who does a lot of your state stimulus, rent, food, utilities, who usually did about 80, helped about 80 of you per day, 80 per day, said that why in the last few days have I only had 12 a week? The person said they went from 80 a day to 12 a week. That made me very, very concerned. And what I'm saying to you very clearly is do not stop trying to get state stimulus. This is free rent, free utilities, and free food. That's CARES Act 1 money that's still sitting around, or nonprofit like United Way, Salvation Army, Children's Charity, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul. The fact that the person went from 80 a day, which is about 570 a week, to 12 a week, shows me that people just got a $600 stimulus check and said, hey, I'm good at $600. I'm good. You're not good at $600. I want you to get more money. Thank you, Sandy, so much. I love the little character as well. I want you to get more money because that first and second week of January is not good. New York doesn't help anyone. Untrue, Joel. If you watch Purple and Purple Power Live, that's not, I cover nonprofits and the states. But in the case of the state of New York, they actually have an entire stimulus for rent, the entire whole state of New York. But viewers actually also get money from the nonprofits. So wherever you are, I'm going to make it very clear to you. There's free rent and free utilities. Wherever you are, do not say a no unless you don't want the money. If you don't want the money, that's fine. Someone else can have it. Do you think they'll actually pass the stimulus, the $2,000 stimulus? I think that the President of the United States coming back into town, not staying in Mar-a-Lago tonight for New Year's Eve, if the president gets the message out loud and clear, Mitch, pass the bill now, then it'll get passed. But if no one in the Republican leadership gets behind the 2000 and it's sort of like this again, then it may flounder. The president needs to be very big on Mitch and say, what's going on? Get the $2,000 out right now. What is going on? Now, if there's a problem with Chuck's bill, change the language. But the fact that no one's trying to get 2,000 out when the president's shouting ASAP, it means there's confusion. Where in California do they have help with rent? Viewers have gotten rent in California from Community Action and from Catholic Charities, big amounts of rent. Now, in some of the counties, some viewers have actually gotten from the counties, like San Bernardino County, they got it from the Housing Authority. But Community Action and Catholic Charities viewers have gotten big rent. How do you apply for rent money in New York? Either with the nonprofits or with the state of New York. If you don't know how to get this rent, then watch Purple on Afternoons LA, Purple Power Live at 7 o'clock, and also reach out to the volunteers who are in the pinned comment to this video, news.lla.com/community. Do you think in California they'll be up to date quicker with the newer computers? Big Bear, yes. California, when we're talking about how long to get the new PUA, the new UI, and the new FPUC, If computers have not changed since April, which they may have changed, we saw what happened with iOS, they clearly changed. But if computers have not changed since April, these are the fastest and these are the slowest. The fastest, California, New York, New Jersey. The slowest, Florida, Texas, Hawaii, Ohio, and places like that. That is the real dichotomy. When I went live on April and started this channel with no viewers, I had people getting money from California, New York, and New Jersey in 24 hours on the first day of PUA on April 28th. Well, actually, 3 days after this channel started, on April 28th. They got money in the 24 hours. New York, excuse me, Florida, Texas, Hawaii, viewers did not get money for 2 to 3 months because the computers were just horrible. They had no programmers. They couldn't change the programs. They were just awful. And so that's where we are today. So there's so much in a given day to hear about. What about Texas? What about children going to school? Do they get more SNAP benefits? Great question, Dawn. Yes. So children who are not able to go to school that would normally get SNAP benefits are now able to get EBT, pandemic EBT, which raises them $114. I'm working. Can I still get help with utilities? Yes, that's a great question, Frank. So yes, you do not have to be on the street and out the door to get state stimulus. So absolutely, yes. If you can't, 2 to 3 months before stimulus, I don't know which stimulus that's referring to. A Jewish Family Services helps with rent. Yes, Janet. Great. Thank you for reminding me about that as well. Have you heard about anything in Wisconsin? Not specifically about Wisconsin. And I love that people are now asking me about state stimulus. Michigan, yes, I've covered Michigan. In Michigan was Salvation Army paid rent. Georgia, United Way paid rent in Georgia, and also Gwyneth DeKalb, you have it in your county, and City of Atlanta has rent as well. And now you're up to date, boy. Let me bring you up to date as we sit at the 30-minute mark. What a day it is! This is Afternoons LA, and boy, what exciting day of dramatics as Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell battled on the Senate floor over the $2,000 stimulus check addition to the $600 stimulus check, which is already on its way. Millions of viewers have already got to the $600 stimulus check. You may got to get it till later today, Saturday, Monday, or next week. But the battle on the floor to raise that stimulus check to $2,000 hit a high note as Chuck Schumer reminded Mitch McConnell the House of Representatives is closed. So the only way to get $2,000 to the American people ASAP, which is what the President of the United States asked for, demanded, is to pass the Cash Act, which has passed the House and is now in the Senate. McConnell slammed the bill for saying it's socialism for rich, and Chuck Schumer said, well, just get it done. The ironic way to get it done is to change the provisions of the Cash Act that is causing some people to look like it says a stimulus check for rich people. Susan Collins was among the other Republicans who said there's something wrong with the way the words were put in that bill to make it look like a family of four would get a stimulus check if the family made $320,000, which she says is rich people. And she has a very good point. Viewers always presumed that the family of four would still have an eligibility of $150,000 based upon a married couple, 75 and 75. But now as we see this imploding of the language, Schumer needs to understand, just have a meeting of the minds and change the language and get it done. Meantime, Mitch needs to wake up. And also the big push may be coming from the president, who's arriving back in Washington, D.C. from Mar-a-Lago. He's not staying in Mar-a-Lago for New Year's Eve and needs to get the message out clear as to 2000 ASAP, as he said yesterday. He needs to get the message out clear. Do the bill right now and sign it into law. And there you go. We're now up to date. Thank you for joining me, 2,000 people in the room. If you've not subscribed, please do. Also, like this video. Tonight at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will be back live, among other live recordings today, for a special New Year's Eve celebration, counting it down on New Year's Eve with you. As always, thank you for your time, and see you on Afternoons L8 at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time with Check, followed by Purple, then Third Stimulus, and then back live with Bean and Mitch. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay with LA for more.